Hello and welcome to Executive Assault 2. Welcome also to the first ever Executive Assault 2 cast. Okay. So, in the yellow, we have going science. We got BigHank 94, otherwise just Hank. In a green, we've got OuchCrab. His CEO shows up as yellow for some reason, but we're not gonna worry about that for now. They are playing an open game, so Executrons may or may not be joining, and we can see OuchCrab has one already. Who is that? I can't tell. Chewy, maybe. In case you can't tell, there's now a spectator mode in the works for this game. It's a little bit new and in the works, so as you can tell, based off of the fact that this CEO is straight up just the wrong color. But let's go ahead and talk about what each player has been up to. The game's about 10 minutes in right now, 5 minutes in. Looks like the timer is broken as well. So this is, bear with me, y'all. This is the first cast, and it's the first cast I've ever done as a YouTuber. So there may be some technical difficulties, but we're gonna figure it out. So it looks like some of the icons are showing up as the wrong color for the spectator, but I promise you, for the players, they're seeing a normal game. All right, so as Industrial, we have OuchCrab. He has gone 2 mining terminals, and has also got 2 large asteroid ships already up. He's got a pretty basic space setup going here. We got nuclear power plant, 1 deep core, a goods factory is up already. Station security and trading port. He's got no excavators, worth noting. He's got an outpost up already and has a space docking bay as well as double ship production going up on that. He'll likely be turning that into 200% ship production speed. Let's see what's going on in the other systems. So it looks like he is rushing straight into troop transports. He is going. Now I believe this one is this industrial. This is industrial. And this is industrial. So these are both OuchCrabs. So we've got him double rushing both of these derelicts down. He's going to take both of these outposts. It's an ancient energen and an ancient research outpost. And he's going to take them, kill the infestors inside, and probably bring the crates back. So he's going to get an immediate first promotion based off of that. We've got a pretty nice energen and gold system down up here in both of the neighboring systems. Let's see, what is Hank up to right now? He has gone triple. Wow, he's gone for fast military. He's got shielded air dauntlesses coming out of a 200% production speed, 3 ship factory outpost right now, going hard into that. So he's going to have some pretty strong early game plays coming out. Where is his gateway facility? There it is, gateway probe. So he's taking the energen outpost. He will be repositioning to take the other energen outpost here shortly. In the middle, between the two of them, we have an enemy command outpost. This is a protester command outpost. Again, I apologize for the wrong colored icons there, but I promise this is a protester outpost, and it looks like, yeah, this is all protester stuff. So it looks like nobody has tried to take this yet. Down here in the bottom, we've got another command outpost. Is that right? Yep, that's going to be a protester command outpost as well. So let's see what's going on back here. So he's got those are protester raiders. Okay, so if they say raider on them, then they're not actually anyone's, regardless of the color. 80,000 health. Wait. Oh, that's funny. The health is a lot of the unit info is displaying incorrectly. That's fine. We're still gonna cast this match. We're gonna cast this just to see if it gets interest. But don't you worry. There will be fixes coming to this spectator mode very soon. We're working on it. You're gonna just have to bear with us for a little bit. Indeed, OuchCrab does have an Executron, and his name is Chewy Samurai. Her, not sure which one. We got Chewy Samurai out here. All right, and he's in a starfighter. We're going to see what he does. Now, OuchCrab has got Marauders up, but he does not have nearly the same force that Hank does. This early game is going to be a little bit slow. Hank has already got both of his command outposts up. He is pushing hard into infantry already. Let's see, what do these guys have on them? Looks like it's all basic weapons and basic, no shields yet, but he did bring the crates back from that command outpost. Yep. Hopefully he got some good stuff of that. I think I would like to be able to see what's in their inventories. I think that would be cool. Looks like he's about to go grab the second outpost. He's bringing in his Dauntless fleet. Now... Okay, so those are not Hank's Dauntless. Those are, though. Maybe. Didn't see what they went. Let's see. What's coming through out of this warp here? What do we got? A command outpost. Now, that should be colored correctly because it would have been built by a player. Hopefully. We'll see. That is either Hank's command outpost. Oh, my gosh. The miscolored icons are going to mess me up. I apologize, y'all. Again, this is new. I promise that the next one will be significantly improved from this. But either way, someone's command outpost is there. I'm going to guess that it's Hank's, actually. It doesn't make sense for OuchCrab to send a command outpost straight into the enemy system. But we're going to see. I like the early aggression here out of Hank. He's gone heavy military because he knows... He probably got the alert that an Executron had joined, maybe. They are actually in VC as well, OuchCrab and Hank. So we're going to see what happens there. What is going on? Okay, so... Ooh. Forester system. Forester. Oh, it's right here. I'm blind. The unknown ship has arrived. It's going to be interesting to see if anybody goes for that. And for anyone who doesn't know, the unknown ship is a random event that can happen throughout a match. It's got a bunch of goods and things inside it that the players can grab. Hank is pushing out with his Dauntlesses already. They are thermionic lasers and level 1 shields. So these are actually pretty strong as far as Dauntlesses go. This is about as strong as you can make them without power core upgrades, I think. He's got 21 of them. He's gone straight into 21. Now, he's moved this. That is, in fact, a OuchCrab command outpost. OuchCrab has gone for an aggressive command outpost inside the enemy safe system. He's already under siege, though. It'll be interesting to see what he does. He could put a shipyard on this and start pumping out advanced units. If he puts out some obsidian, look at that. That's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. He destroyed both of his shipyards back home and the one on his main base. He has completely forgone his main base. He is not caring at all. He is going to go onto this outpost right here, and he's going to try to pump up enough ships to deal with this. But he's got to deal with this huge wave of Dauntlesses here. This is an extremely risky play out of OuchCrab. Extremely risky. Because if he loses this command outpost to Dauntlesses, 1, that's embarrassing. 2, that will be an immense loss for him early game. He does have cannon defenses on this outpost. He needs to put it in red alert and start building those shipyards. Even if he can only build Marauders, he needs to put out something to deal with this. He needs to do it soon. The good news is that Dauntlesses have an extremely low damage rate, and he can't actually get shots in with all of them. They don't have the range to continue shooting at this outpost, but they are going to start wearing it down. It's lost about 8,000 health already. What is Hank's response to this? What is he doing? He's got more Dauntlesses coming in, and he's expanding with his mining outposts. What's he doing back at home? Let's see. What does his base look like? Look at that. He's about to take all of his resources. He's got mining outposts coming up. Doesn't look like he's got any more bots out. They're probably off taking that other Energen outpost still. So let's get a galaxy map view here. Let's see what's going on everywhere. So there's a safe system behind each starting system. It is their gas system, but it is locked behind wormhole tech. So it'll be interesting to see who gets to the wormhole tech. And it's also got more derelicts in it. But this is how you get your nebula glass. So we might see a tech 2 on the game here. We'll see how late it goes. He's pushing in with Marauders. More Dauntless coming to deal with this station. If Hank was smart, he would try to he would get his gateway probe on it. I feel like that killing this outpost is a mistake here. He should get the gateway probe on it and take it for free. Free outpost if he's got heavy lasers or shields on his bots. Would be an incredible win for OuchCrab here. Instead, he's going to sit here and he's going to try to siege it down, but the cannons on this outpost are actually incredibly damaging. They're going to kill these Dauntless extremely quickly, and every time one of those Dauntlesses die, OuchCrab gets that many more promotion points. It's only 2 per ship, but think about it. There's probably 20 Dauntless there and more on the way. That'd be 40 promotion points that OuchCrab wouldn't normally have. He's already Tech 2. He's going to be working on Tech 3 on his 3rd promotion. Or I guess his 2nd promotion for Tech 3. He's going to be working on his 2nd promotion. He has lost almost 30,000 health on this outpost, though, and he's not doing anything to help it out here. I wonder if he set it to repair. I hope he has. What is he doing behind this? Has he made any play behind this? Nope. Raider. And he's got no intel on this system. And also, there's his Marauders. Those are his Marauders, and that is his Executron coming in. His Executron can make an enormous difference in this fight. His Marauders are being harassed as they enter the system, though. There's Marauders coming in. They're vastly undergunned, though. Alright, OuchCrab, you got about half the health left on this outpost to make something happen here. He's still killing ships with his with the cannons on the outpost. There goes another one. That's another 2 promotion points for him. How's my recording doing? Working just fine. Perfect. Y'all let me know if the audio balance is good enough. Let me know what I can do differently to improve besides get some bugs fixed here. Yep, he lost another one, but another 5 just showed up to replace the ones he's losing. He needs to set this to repair. I don't think that it is. What is that he's building? It looks like a Marauder. He's building more Marauders. OuchCrab's Executron is here, though, with a mining laser. Oh, no. He's just going to die. Mining laser doesn't do much damage. He needs a ship. OuchCrab needs to give him a ship. And there he goes. Executron's already down. He's had to peel some of these Dauntlesses off to deal with this Marauder problem. He doesn't want it to kill his outpost or his gateway probe, it looks like. But these Dauntlesses are going to shred these Marauders. Absolutely shred them. Then there they go. Already down. Having to fight through these protesters didn't do him any favors at all. OuchCrab's known for being a pretty sneaky player, though, so it's not necessarily over yet. We're going to have to see what happens here. He still has troop transport stocked in all these outposts. He needs to bring these crates back. Is that a mine ship? He's building a mine lair. If that's what he wants to go for, he needs to get out of red alert. He needs to go to green alert and get that full ship production speed back online. I don't think he's going to hold this outpost otherwise. There's just too many Marauders, or too many Dauntlesses, rather. Although the flow of resources or the reinforcements has stopped, and it has stopped because he's got a huge fleet of Ares in the back. Wow! 27, soon to be 30 Ares have built back at Hank Spaced. Typical second outpost has gone for research facilities. Hank has gotten a very, very well-known build order here. There we go. Gotten a very well-known build order here. 3 shipyard outposts, 2 research outposts, basic buildings on the HQ. He's gone for fast amounts of low-tier ships. He's got a huge fleet of Ares building up back at home. OuchCrab has gone for a very unconventional build. He's trying to slow Hank down by building this outpost in Plarxis, trying to slow him down here. But it looks like he canceled or lost the mine layer already. Nope, there it is. It's out, so he laid the mines and then has retreated. so that he can get a second pass off. I missed if he killed any of ships. I apologize for that. What is this he's building? Is he already building a Vengeance? If he puts a Vengeance out here, that is going to put such a damper on Hank's plans. Hank has nothing to respond to this Vengeance. He's got all these Ares for sure. Level 2 shields, level 3 lasers, neutron lasers. So he will definitely be able to put some damage out, but eventually he will get out damaged if he lets Vengeances build up for too long. 18,000 health left on the Outpost. The mine layer is going to go down. Dauntlesses have gotten on top of it. He's come out. It looks like he's come out. Yep, he's come out of Red Alert, trying to get this Vengeance to build quick enough. But it's not happening. It's only not even half built yet. And he's only got 15,000 health left to work on. He needs to put that shipyard to 200% production speed. He's on efficiency. He must be updating his turrets, because it's still at efficiency 50. Yep, he upgraded to advanced cannons. 10k health left, but advanced cannons, the repeater cannons, are going to do huge damage to these Dauntlesses. Huge damage. This is a... Oh, it's going to be so close. 9k health. I don't think he's going to get it. 7k health. He's killing ships left and right. $4K. More ships going up. Vengeance is about 2/3 done. 1.8K. Another ship goes up. 700. Another ship goes up. 200. And there goes the Outpost. He did not hold it with 6 Dauntless left over to spare and a couple more floating around the system. Hank was able to kill that Outpost with Dauntlesses, and it's completely crippled OuchCrab's economy. However, he has slowed Hank down quite a bit. What has Hank been able to do? He's sending his Gateway probe out. He's going to try to rush OuchCrab down now while he's weak. OuchCrab has troop transports coming out. He's probably going to go try to land on the command outpost in his protester system. Nothing happening in the south system yet in Barker. What is OuchCrab's plan behind this? What is he doing? Okay, so he has made use of his tech up. He's got super mining ships going out. Another visual bug here. The mining freight terminals are a little bit wonky. He's got 2 shipyards back reproduced. Back at home. Be interesting to see what his new plan is. Is Hank still just producing 51 Ares? Holy crap! And he's just making more. 54 Ares, more producing all the time. This is an overwhelming fleet for the early game. If OuchCrab doesn't build something soon to deal with this, he needs to get a scout off on this and deal with it. And deal with it soon. Hank's economy is going to be a little bit slow. I don't know what his... let's see, can we see? Trade routes. Mining routes. Okay. So no, I cannot see... what his trade routes are like, so I don't know how many. I don't know how many mining ships he's got on each of these outposts. But even if it's only one, his mining is going to be a little bit reduced because he doesn't have an extraneous docking bay, meaning all of his cargo ships are having to come all the way back home and land at this one facility that can only support 4 cargo ships at a time. But it doesn't seem to matter. He's got huge numbers of these Ares. Huge numbers. I don't know what OuchCrab's going to be able to do about this. This might be the end for him right here and now. The remnants of the Dauntless fleet are already pushing in. Has OuchCrab been able to backbuild anything? Yes, he has. Vengeances are coming up. Tech 1 light weapons, probably repeater cannons for the heavy weapon, I would assume. Third shipyard looks like it's waiting to be produced on that outpost. He's got a protester problem in his main base, but he's already dealt with it. There they go. Two Vengeances are a fantastic start to this. They're going to deal with all of these Dauntlesses by themselves, but they are not going to be able to do anything against this many Ares. They might kill some for sure, but this many Ares is going to be a hell of a problem. He's going to have to get anti-starship cannons up to deal with this back at his main base if they get that far. And the main worry there wouldn't even be the ships themselves. It would be camping the Energen asteroid, killing his economy. They can get into Tafis and kill everything here. Slow his research, slow his income. OuchCrab has not been able to make use of any of these resources yet. He doesn't have his second outpost to set up a resource outpost. He sacrificed it in Plarxis, whereas Hank has been able to get up all of these resources here. Look at them. There's over 60. There's over 60, and he's sending more. He's just sending more. He does not care. He's going to keep pushing these Ares into his base until the end of time. The question now is, can OuchCrab tech up and build up fast enough to be able to hold against Ares? Because at a certain point, Ares are no longer going to get anything done, no matter how many of them you send. You can send 100 Ares into a fleet of Axioms or a fleet of Tridents, and those Tridents are going to kill all of them every single time for minimal losses in comparison. Energen to Energen cost is going to be overwhelmingly in the favor of the Tridents if you have enough of them. But if you've only got one or two of them, losing 10 Ares is irrelevant if you have 80 Ares. He is building more, though, and he has purchased another outpost from the trader. He's back up to a normal base build. He's got a second outpost with his 2 tech facilities on it, so he's a bit slow. He's a bit behind, but not by an overwhelming amount, provided he can hold against this next attack. He does also have the upgrade for his troop factory. He's dealing with these protester ships that are still docked so that his trader can land. He'll want to move these clone troopers away, because if the trader lands with infestors, they will kill the infestors and also hurt the trade ship and get himself... Okay. Looks like his Executron's a little bit new. He's unsure how to use the starship effectively, but he is doing things with it. He's just picked up some cargo for him. Maybe he'll get into one of these Vengeances and do some nice things with it. I'm not sure. Another thing I can do, since these guys are in voice chat for the next one, if we want, is I can leave myself muted so you guys can still hear me commentate, and I can commentate normally, but we can also hear them talk during the game and hear their thought process a little bit more. Just a little bit, add a little bit more content. Although I think we're in for an exciting match, regardless of the bugs, regardless of the poor commentary out from yours truly. I don't actually know how many people are wanting to watch this kind of content, but if I get some good feedback on it, get some good views on it, maybe should I start setting like goals? I shouldn't do that. I'm not big enough to be like, guys, like my video, or I'm not making another one. I don't think I'm big enough to do that yet. But either way, if you like this, let me know that you like it through one of the many methods by which you can do that. Comments, viewing it all the way through. Something. Hank is getting in here after these Dauntlesses. He's going to start attacking some of these economy ships, but he's going to eat it to these Vengeances. The Vengeances are going to do huge damage just by passing by. One ship died. Another one has taken damage. No, another one hasn't taken damage. That's the shields doing their work. There we go. Another one's taken some damage. Red alert has come out on the HQ, I believe. Yep, Red alert came out on the HQ, took care of another more, only 2 slipped through. The next Vengeances are going to deal with those. Does he know about the Ares? I don't think that he does, unless he still has troops on these stations, which he does, so he knows that these Ares are coming. He can see what's coming for him. 50 of them here. 3 more of them here. What's going on back at home? He has stopped production. It may be that he's run out of fleet cap. We are about to see a huge fight. He's warping his vengeances through the warp. I don't know about that. They're all going to be waiting for you. I think you should camp up, OuchCrab. I think he should camp up here. Catch them as they come through the warp. Yep, here they come. What is this vengeance doing? It's going off the screen, is what it's doing. Might be a misclick, or maybe somebody's flying it. Accidentally flew it off screen. Either way, it'll die if it gets too far out. They are in mat. Here they are. Huge amounts. He's got 6 vengeance in this system, a mine layer, and heavy cannons on his command and control. He needs to get to the anti-starship cannon, and he needs to do it now, and he needs to build like 3 of them. 3 anti-starship cannons with the 6 vengeances will hold this no problem, but he needs to act fast if he's going to do that, because pretty soon they're going to be on top of his economy. And he does not have his fleet well positioned to take care of this at all. He is not well positioned to take care of this at all. What's Hank up to back home? Nothing. He's sending a gateway probe. Huge amounts of internal forces are building up. Looks like level 2 lasers at least, maybe level 3. They're probably level 1 or level 2 shielded as well. That's the real threat here. He's going for a distraction play. He's got all these Ares that are going to come in and cause absolute chaos. We have an Executron and a Vengeance. That is an extremely strong threat there. That Executron and that Vengeance. The dogs are home. That Vengeance by itself could probably take care of most of these Ares now that it's Executron controlled, but he's going to want some support because he still has to deal with the other 50 or so that are sitting by this gate. We're going to watch this play out, folks. He hasn't started the main engagement yet. There's the anti-starship cannons. He's got 3 of them up already. That by itself is going to hold his main base. But he can't really leave with this many Ares sitting out. He's going to have to do something. These Ares are going to die here. The station defenses in conjunction with some Vengeance and starship cannon support is going to be more than enough. They probably won't even be able to kill this super mining ship. Mine layers have been produced and are moving around. They are going to get just caught out here. I'd wager that's probably a garrison building there. That garrison... No, it's a fighter bay. These Ares are gonna choke up here. They're not going to be able to get anything done, it doesn't look like. Too many cannons. Way too many cannons. Nope. Look at that. Okay, sorry about that. Girlfriend came home and gave me food. All right. Now this is an enormous amount of vengeances moving up, as well as some fighters. The fighters aren't going to really do much, but they will provide at least a decent distraction for some of the fire. I imagine is the hope for OuchCrab here. He's being a little bit too scared here. These amount of vengeances can push into this amount of Ares pretty easily, I think, especially if he's controlling one and his Executron is controlling another. He should push in and kill these things. But I don't know. Let's see. Maybe he's got a plan. The Gateway Probe is coming. Hank is probably going to send his fleet in conjunction with the Gateway Probe to make sure that the Gateway Probe can get in. Hank has used up his entire fleet capacity here. He cannot build anything. So even if he's got broadswords unlocked, he can't really use them. There's that off-screen vengeance. That's a little bit of a bug in the game. Don't worry about that. He's used up his entire fleet capacity, so he can't build reinforcements right now. So that's one thing that OuchCrab has got going for him, is that he's got these Tech 3 units that Hank does not. So if he pushes through and kills them all and still has a sizable tech, high-level fleet produced, he'll have more numbers technically than Hank will. But look at this. He's got Firestorm mechs already up. He went straight to the level 2 mechs, as well as a huge amount of bots built up and waiting on this Gateway Probe to land. That means this is the large Gateway Probe. Oh, it's both. It's the large Gateway Probe and the normal Gateway Probe, and they are level 3 shielded. They're going to be nearly impossible to kill. They're moving in. Those are going to be nearly impossible to kill, but they shouldn't go in first. They should not go in first, because if they land, their shields are going to go down. They're not going to get their full use off. He needs to land somewhere else. He cannot land directly in front. And the Gateway Probes are distracting a huge amount of fire. This is a disaster. Holy crap! It's a slideshow! It's an absolute slideshow! Huge losses being incurred on both sides. What have the numbers been reduced to? 25! Less than half! Where are the Gateway Probes? Did they land? They bid. Both Gateway Probes have landed. It's a disaster. Anti-tank turrets going up. OuchCrab's making a definite effort at the defense here. He's got vengeances back up. He has more than enough to kill these Ares. Anti-starship cannons are going to kill these Ares off quickly, and any that survive are going to be murdered off by these vengeances rather quickly. He's got a Gateway Probe though, docking with his main production station, or standing by to dock. He's got a huge amount of ground forces on his main base to deal with. OuchCrab is in a huge amount of trouble here. Huge amount of trouble. He's going to need more and more tank turrets to deal with this. He is managing to kill off the mechs, though. OuchCrab is concentrating his defenses on the inside. He's hoping that his tank turrets can take care of the mechs so that he doesn't have to worry about them, and it looks like that will be the case over time here. There's one. There's two left. More reinforcements are coming, though. And the troops are stopping to take care of the anti-tank turrets. Cooperate with me, camera. As ships are passing overhead to dock and give OuchCrab more resources. It looks like his plan is to break into the nuclear power plant OuchCrab recognizes what's happening. He's trying to get there in time. There's not that many bots there to deal with, but all he's got are clones. Clones have heavy machine guns. He's in. Is Hank going for the power plant snipe? He's not. His bots were just automatically taking the quickest path, and they're going to get meleeed to death by the clones there. The first wave has been defended. More going into the unit production here. He's trying to shut him down. Hank is making a mistake here with his ground assault. Making a huge mistake. They can't shut down the clone production on an industrial. They're producing 3 or 7 at a time most of the time. He might have vastly superior weapons here, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. The assault has been taken care of. He's trying to get some damage done with the mechs, but the anti-tank turrets are still doing damage. His units are bunched up on each other. He's got one trying to deal damage to this nuclear waste storage. That'll be good if he can take that, because it'll take him temporarily offline, but he'll still be able to vent out of his nuclear power plant and delay the problem while he rebuilds his nuclear storage. He's got titanium refineries going up there. They're on the other side. They're not in danger. Tank turrets going up on all sides. This waste storage is about to go down. And the attack has just completely petered out here. Vengeances are death stacking. What's going on in the rest of the galaxy? What has Hank's response to this been? He is just pumping more and more and more ground troops into that portal. If OuchCrab can get around him or get a ship in to target it down, he's making a mistake. If he manually controls one of these vengeances, he can shoot the portal that's on the ground and shut it off. And it looks like he's updating his internal turrets. All of his anti-tank turrets are completely offline. He's about to lose both nuclear storages. Mechs are absolutely shredding his bots here, but they are getting damage done on the mechs. They're slowing them down. That's all he needs. He needs this recovery time. His resourcing is going to be fine. He's industrial. He's taking the shipyards. He's taking the shipyards off of this. What is he doing? He's got no ship production. He might have controlled them thinking he was going to lose the station. He needs to rebuild them and start reproducing. He can get a military advantage here if he pushes through with his vengeances and attacks Hank at home. Hank will have nothing to stop him. Absolutely nothing. If he can hold the line against these assault forces and push in, his vengeances are more than enough to take care of Hank's outposts here. He can shut Hank's production down completely and lay siege to the base. Hank hasn't even updated his defenses. He hasn't bothered. There's a clone trooper. Is that an Executron? There's a clone trooper on Hank's base. That must be the Executron. He didn't last very long, though. A gateway probe has gone down somewhere. It's respawned back at base. Hank has been unable to push into this, but he's gathering more and more forces. There goes the vent. He's been forced to vent his nuclear storage. Come on, OuchCrab. Where are your shipyards, man? More and more resources being devoted to these mechs. They're going to get in and kill his mining terminals. That is the worst nightmare for him right now, is to lose these mining terminals to these mechs. But he's going to be able to pump out endless amounts of anti-tank turrets while he's still got these super mining ships unloading energen. They're so cheap. Hopefully he's manually controlling one of them to deal more damage. He's being assaulted on both sides here. He still hasn't sent anything to shut down the portal. Maybe he thinks he can hold it long enough for it to not matter, but I'm seeing blue lasers. We've got max level bots coming out here. Max weapons and level 1 shields are out, and they're going to do catastrophic damage to these defenses as long as they aren't being fired upon. If more than one tank turret starts shooting at these bots, they're going to start taking a lot of damage for it, but for right now, they're going to start doing some real damage to these turrets. The left side attack has been more or less shut down. Only 3 mechs are left, and they are eating anti-tank turret rounds continuously. Minefields being deployed. More turrets being deployed here to try to stop these mechs. These mechs are so large. They take so much time and energy to deal with. Hank is trading out very resource efficient here for killing these turrets and slowing OuchCrab down. OuchCrab has there we go. There it is. He's rebuilt his ship production and he's building something big. Or those tridents are titans. I can't see their promotion information, but if I could, I'd be wondering if he hasn't promoted off all of those Ares he killed. He killed like 60 Ares. That's over 120 promotion points. At least, plus whatever he's been selling to the trader. He might be max level promotion. And Hank has not resumed producing. He has gone straight into ground and ground only. That is all he cares about, is his ground assault. He didn't have the time to focus on anything else. He said, I don't need ships. I don't need a fleet. He is going to go kill these anti-tank turrets, though, and that's going to be devastating. Anti-fleet capabilities will be removed as a direct result of that. There he goes. No, send that vengeance back. You can shoot the portal. All of the mechs have died on the left side, but he's got another wave of troops coming in, and this time they are significantly stronger than the ones before. These shielded troops are going to do much more damage. Looks like he has minigun turrets. They will be slowed up by the turrets in the HQ, but he has got to get out of there. He needs to get in a starfighter and make a break for his outpost. He does not have the forces to stand up to this many science troops. Oh, OuchCrab can win this. He's got so many good things. He's got Titans. He has Titans coming off the line right now. Hank immediately responding. He's building more Ares. He's going to try to replace the things that he's lost. But I wager he's put all of his research into his ground forces, meaning he probably doesn't have what he needs to stop him in space. If OuchCrab can hold the line here on the ground, he's going to be doing so well. But he has got to hold the line. He has minigun troops are unlocked. Minigun turrets are unlocked, but they're just not doing enough. OuchCrab still has the chance to run away if he moves now. He has more troops coming to help him hold. I hope he's manually controlling those turrets. OuchCrab needs to get out of the way. He needs to move, go hide behind a pillar or something. He's losing his turrets left, right, and center. He does have reinforcements on the inside. He is killing them slowly. But somebody is still hacking the door down. No way. Yeah. No, there's one guy. Ew. That couldn't have been closer. He had a guy on the inside of his office. If Hank had been controlling that robot there in that moment, if he'd been controlling that last bot, that would have been the end of the match right then and there. More and more Titans are coming off the line. Mine layers are off the line. Vengeances are off the line. He's got more bots ready to siege, but it's not going to matter. They've got so many turrets to get through, and now that his production is online for troops, he's not going to fall prey to the same kind of attack again. That was Hank's one chance. He needs to respond in kind, and he is. He's got Axioms coming up with level 2 shields and Xenon beams. He is going to respond to this in kind, and he's going to have science fighters to deal with. He needs to switch his light weapons to flak. OuchCrab does. He needs to go ahead and make the switch to flak. Although he is going to send mine layers, and mine layers are extremely effective against fighters, so maybe his plan is to micro. But that's a lot of micro to do. Either way, this Titan fleet is an enormous play here. If he can get out. The other thing, some of them need to get into their Their nebula system. If he's Tech 3, he needs to get his nebula research and get into that system and take it for himself. And he needs to do it now. He can get an Energen outpost and an ancient mining outpost. That mining outpost in particular is of extreme value here because it's going to mine the gold, all of the metal, and all 6 of these nebula points all at once for him. That mining outpost can supply him with all the Zeo gas that he needs for a long time. He could send maybe 1 ship there to get Zeo gas on top, to get the nebula gas on top of that. Take 2 Zeo gas refineries and be fine to produce on that for the rest of the game. Anti-personnel turrets going up. He's killed most of the attacking units here. Only a few of them left. Those will definitely die. Yeah. No chance. Minigun inaccuracy being just demonstrated wonderfully here. The shield effectiveness also being displayed wonderfully. But all these units are extremely low health. They're going to get caught into a melee with the clones and lose horrifically. And there they go. Alright, so here's the situation. We've got an enormous Titan fleet coming up. He's got mine layers prepared to deal with the fighters. And he's got vengeances fronting in front of the Titan fleet. The old vengeances that are left over. Hank has completely failed his ground assault, 100%. But he still has the probe. Nothing has been sent to deal with the probe. It looks like something's being sent now. That Firestorm is going to have a field day killing that many unshielded units. More ground forces are being produced. 9 axioms have come off the line, are being sent out. Outpost being used for all of Hank's economy here. He's got titanium refineries and research on both of these, but he's not going to have enough power to use his Zeo gas. He should have put his titanium on his main base, I think. But I don't know. He still hasn't upgraded his internal defenses and his external ones. Why would he? He's under no threat here. But it might come back to bite him later. OuchCrab does like his invader ships. And invader ships would be devastating. They've only got level 2 shields. They don't have level 3. What is the health on these Titans? 96,000 health on these Titans. I believe that means he does have at least 1 armor upgrade, but I can't remember. Because I know they can get up to 104,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Titans going out, along with significant numbers of vengeances. And some mine layers coming out as well. And Hank has absolutely no intel that this is coming. He knows that the Titans have been built, but he doesn't know that they are coming unless OuchCrab has told him in the voice chat. Or wait, he does know because OuchCrab has left these ground units to do what they please. All it would take is some manual control of a ship or a fighter, and he could kill this large gateway probe. It seems that he's content to let it just ride for now. Minefield has been deployed directly above the gateway probe. Might be hoping to catch it out if it decides to undock from where it currently is located. Titans are going to pour across the map in enormous numbers, along with huge numbers of mine layers. That is definitely his plan, to deal with the fighter squadrons from the axioms for sure. But can he use them effectively? That remains to be seen. We're gonna watch the center system here, so that in case of a ground assault, while I go get a drink, and we'll be right back. What a match! And the axioms are gonna pour into the next system. I better be quick. Wow. Okay, and I'm back. It looks like he's assembling his forces in Tafis before he moves on to continue the fight here. Water break. Axioms are going to be pouring into this system at any moment. OuchCrab needs to be aggressive here while he still has an advantage. If he waits too long, the science will catch up to him tech-wise. If it hasn't already. Pretty soon you're going to start seeing Trion weapons or Invigilators or level 3 shields or something. Because you can believe Hank is not being idle while all of this happens. He is preparing for an enormous fight. Because he knows that's what's on his hands here. Axioms are stacking up in this system. He might try to take this command outpost. We don't know yet. I don't know if he has any reason to take that command outpost. And still these ground forces have not been cleaned up. Hank can't really press forward. But OuchCrab would have to invest enormous resources in order to take that without tanks. He needs to get tanks. 1 or 2 tanks could clear this whole thing up. It'll die to the mechs for sure, but it would be 3 tanks would be enough to at least kill the gateway probe and clean up a lot of these forces, I think. 3 Atlas tanks, I should say, not the level 1 tanks. The level 1 tanks would absolutely get annihilated. But either way, wait, what is this? I didn't even notice this. A gateway probe has made its way into the outpost, the production outpost of OuchCrab. Wisely, though, I'm not sure if this was intentional, but he placed a space docking bay, meaning there are more turrets for these troops to break through before they're assaulting the main building of the command outpost, meaning they'll have these 3 turrets, these troops to contend with, as well as all of these internal turrets, meaning they're going to go through a minimum of, what's that, 4? 8 turrets, unless they go for the command core. And if they go for the command core, another one can be slotted in from a different outpost if he's quick. Industrial reinforcements are pouring off of the line, laying into these bots, slowly killing them off. The gateway facility, or the gateway probe that was docked there, has died. So these are the only reinforcements he gets for this assault. But if he takes this outpost, that is going to be devastating for OuchCrab. Absolutely devastating. What is he doing? He needs to get his reinforcements over there. Even if it's not much, every little bit of extra guns helps. He needs to get them out there now. Because if Hank takes that station, he's probably going to self-destruct it. I don't know why he would keep it. They're through the first doorway. They're going to very quickly be through the second. He needs to engage these bots and melee. Delay the hack for as long as possible. OuchCrab, you need to get there, man. There's so much happening. The game is becoming a slideshow. We love that. There's the engage. If any of those guys have flamethrowers, they're going to do wonders against these bots. The hack isn't happening because it's already succeeded. Hank has taken the station. That's it. That's it. Hank took the station. The turrets are going to come online on his side now. OuchCrab hasn't lost it yet, though. He still has soldiers. If he can somehow kill all of these guys off, he might be able to take the station back if Hank is slow to react and kill it. Or put a troop factory on it. He's not microing his units. He needs to control them himself. That is unfortunate. That is extremely unfortunate. But it's not lost yet. It's not over. He can buy a new one from the trader when it arrives. as well as repurpose another outpost. And in the meantime, he's building troop transports. He says, you're not taking it from me and keeping it. He's going to start landing troop transports in an attempt to retake his outpost. In the meantime, his ship production has been delayed, but his fleets are going to be stronger than Hank's. Hank is building the Axioms. Is he moving his fleet in? No, but OuchCrab is moving his in because he knows. He knows that he needs to press now while he still has an advantage. If he waits too long, Hank will build up an enormous group of mine layers, 15 of them out and waiting for the fighter cloud to emerge. Titans and Vengeances are going to start pressing forward. He wants to get the engage on these Axioms. If he can cut Hank's fleet down right now and then press all the way to his home system, this ground victory will not matter. It looks like Hank finally lost the gateway probe. He did. I'm not sure what killed it. A snipe, perhaps. And in the meantime, he hasn't positioned his bots to be able to kill any landing troop transports. Troop transports are going to get up, and he can send 3 or 4 of them, and maybe even 5, and probably still take this out. Several of the turrets are missing or damaged. He can press this right flank and only deal with 4 turrets total, and they're still level 1. On the inside, it looked like. The first troop transport is landing. The second troop transport is landing. The third troop transport is en route and waiting. Oh, that's unfortunate. It looks like some super mining ships just got hit by the asteroid event and died. And they cannot currently be replaced. The engagement has begun. And the gateway probes are coming back for another run. And here we go. Here comes the big fight. What a scene. What a scene. Wow. Huge amounts of damage coming out from these Axioms. But Axioms are dying in return. The Titans do have the weapon and health damage. The weapon damage and the health to stay in this fight, even against superior weapons. Those mine layers need to get in there and drop their payload, if ever they're going to. Who's winning the numbers game? Axioms, but not by much. And all of the Titans haven't even engaged yet. And an awful lot of these Titans are healthy. Except that one. It looks like he's attempting to just push past them while the fighter bombers do the damage that they need to do. And they are going to do the damage. You can believe that. This mine layer should drop its payload. Just go ahead and drop it. This Titan is getting absolutely shredded by fighter bombers. And there goes the payload. The minefields have been deployed. Tons of damage going to come out from those on any unshielded axioms here. As well as any fighter clouds that emerge right about now. Axioms are getting cleaned up. Minefields being used to great effect, although I do think there's a bit of a visual bug with them. Titans are down to 8. Axioms are down to 9. It's the fightercraft and bombers that are doing the damage for Hank now. Fightercraft and bombers are doing enormous amounts of damage. And he is reinforcing still. More axioms warping in to continue the fight. Not that many, though. Hank has put so many resources and research points into his ground assault. OuchCrab's still in the process of retaking this base. He's made a mistake here. He split his forces up. It looks like that it's being mismicroed there while he's distracted elsewhere. Most likely with the enormous fight still happening in Forster. Where are his mine layer ships? They need to do something about these fighter clouds. And it looks like that's what they're going to go do right now. These axioms are going to continue pressing. Looks like we've got a little bit of desync here going on as these are dying to nothing, but it happens as long as the damage is still going on and both players are still playing. You'll have to forgive, again, the spectator mode. I believe this is a spectator mode issue. We will be getting those issues fixed as rapidly as we possibly can. Still losing units to these fighter clouds. Albeit less so. It looks like a lot of the bombers have been cleaned up. Still 17, but there's also still 30 fighter crafts. This cloud is going to walk into a minefield, though. And bite it. Yeah. Ooh. Some losses taken there. Or maybe not. Some axioms have escaped into the next system, although it doesn't look like there's very many. The self-destruct just came out onto this command outpost. Hank decided to not let him have it back. That means ship production is going to be offline unless he repurposes this other outpost that he was using for research. He might as well do it. It's his only hope of staying in this game. He needs to get back in there. His super mining ships have been killed. He hasn't been able to take anything in Setun for his gas, but neither has Hank. But Hank is not stopping the production here. He's got level 3 shielded Xenon Beam and Vigilators producing now. This is unfortunate to watch for OuchCrab. There are so many different ways he could have won this match, I feel like. But just too much damage has been done. This group of axioms is going to get stopped and shut down for sure, but there are still 3 more axioms and their fighter clouds to deal with. This fighter bomber cloud has showed no signs of stopping or slowing down. Looks like the minefield wasn't glitched after all. Maybe they really do just explode for a while. bomber squad's going to be super hard to deal with for these Titans, and meanwhile the Titans are just going to eat so much damage from it. The mine layer is also being hunted down and killed. He needs to drop their payload to try to kill these. The first bomber to land a hit on that mine layer is probably just going to kill it. There it goes, health dropping down below half. They are finally killing some of these off. It looks like the last batch of gateways did not make it through because he's just had to send more. These two Titans moving off. Still tons of ground forces to deal with here, although it looks like the Executron is slowly wearing them down with a minigun. Very, very, very slowly. And he eats a mech laser to the head and gets absolutely destroyed. Holy crap, that was awful to witness. That was disastrous for him. Internal defenses are down again. Updating and repairing, maybe. 2 Axioms still standing by in this system, not being used. 3 Titans. Did I say 2 Axioms? 2 Titans still standing by in that system, not being used. 3 Titans in this system, all heavily damaged, down below half health. Gonna engage these 3 Axioms with level 2 shields. They have about the same amount of health, 40,000 a pop. Theoretically, the Titans should win this fight, but they are gonna release their fighter bombers, and also have to deal with the shield health. I'm actually not certain that they're gonna win this fight. It's kind of up in the air, especially if Hank manually controls any of them. But that's not the problem anymore. The problem is these Invigilators rolling off the lines now. 3 are produced already, 3 more coming. Eternal amounts of ground forces being produced by Hank, preparing for the inevitable siege. OuchCrab is holding his own really well. He has begun reproducing his ships. He's getting up more. Those are invader ships. He's going the invader ship route. I knew he would. So he's going to get for Titans, and he's going to go for invader ships. I wish I could see the status of his economy. May have to be something we ask to get edited. Get edited? Get added to the spectator mode. Sorry, I can't hardly speak. We'll hop into voice chat with these players after the match is over or almost over. Gateway probes are going to be able to push into the base. There's nothing to stop them this time. Hank is also going to see the invader as it comes off the line, most likely. How close is it being done? Extremely. He's going to see that come out, and he's going to know that it's coming, and he's going to prepare for it. Drop pod facility being produced. Vehicle factory going down. OuchCrab is going to go for the counterplay. He's going to go for the counterplay on the ground. If he can't win in space and he knows it, then this is his option. It looks like the ground forces were finally removed from his base, although I'm not exactly sure by what. Maybe Hank Control K'd them for some reason, knowing he couldn't push. Although I don't see why he would do that. Doesn't matter. There's more gateway probes coming fast. There is an Executron and a Starfighter up. He might be able to do something. If he can catch them as they land, he can kill them before they can get many of their troops out. And it's only ground troops that these can drop off. The Titans have retreated for now from the Axioms. The large gateway probe is on the way. Troop transport on the way. OuchCrab's goal now is going to be to get intel on the enemy home system. If he can get to the enemy home system and get vision on it, he's going to be alright. Hank has virtually no ground defense ready except for his troops, which are piling into OuchCrab's base now. They've just landed somewhere. They landed on his troop production again. And Hank is not going to be able to shut it down before there's an inordinate. He might be able to control K this segment, though. If Hank takes too much time, he can control K a segment back here and cut that whole section off before they can do any damage. But it's too late. They're already moving. It takes a full 60 seconds for a building to self-destruct. If he can hold the line, if he can move his troops in and hold that line, we'll see if he goes for it. That might be what he's planning. He's holding this choke point. Oh, please. Yes! He gets it off! He gets it done! The entire section of that outpost self-destructs, taking a shipyard with it and several ground troops, but in exchange, OuchCrab gets to keep the outpost with next to no consequences. And he can rebuild that section for very, very little in comparison to the cost of losing another outpost. Hopefully he's bought another core from that trade ship. He still has 2 gateway probes over here to deal with, though. And that fighter is not going to do enough damage. He can try to ram it and get some ramming damage on. I don't know if that'll go through the shield, but that's going to be the only option he's got for dealing with it. OuchCrab needs to send a Titan over and kill those. He also needs to rebuild that section of his base, if only so that when they come to dock again, he can do the exact same thing. Once again, being forced to vent the nuclear waste, dealing damage to any passing ships. The large gateway probe made it through the Titan fleet. Axiom is Invigilator's pushing up now. He's about to have a hell of a fight on his hands. Excuse me. More Invigilators being pumped out. Huge numbers of troops preparing at the gateway. The destroyed gateway probe being sent back out to do something. OuchCrab is going to wisely stockpile troops in this outpost now. He cannot afford to lose this outpost no matter what else happens. He cannot afford to lose it. Where's the invader ship? Was he able to build it? I don't see it anywhere. He might have canceled it. He should at least send this vengeance, since it's not going to be much use in normal combat, over here to guard this station. Because it can attack the gateway probes as they land. He might be able to kill them before they can deposit many of their troops. OuchCrab has an impossible task ahead of him. But he has got Cataclysm tanks. Cataclysm tanks are going to be incredibly strong if he can get them to the enemy main base, but that is going to be the problem for him, is getting them to the enemy base. Huge fight breaking out here now as the Invigilators come on through and Hank sees what he's dealing with. And as OuchCrab sees what he's dealing with, rather. This is going to be an unfortunate fight for him, I'm afraid, because all these Titans are nearly dead, and these Invigilators are going to be much stronger than the Axiom fleet. Bombers are going to absolutely shred these 2 remaining Titans. And with that, OuchCrab officially doesn't really have a fleet left. more invigilators coming in as the Titans bite it to those bombers. OuchCrab's fleet looking more and more lackluster. He's Tech 3, and so is Hank. He needs to get into his nebula. Oh, I missed it. That's the end. The gateway. Where's the gateway probe? I don't see it. It must have died. But that's going to be the end. Gateway probe landed and got him. Wow. I didn't even see it because I was so busy paying attention to the fight in the system. That's going to be the end of the match. Let's get into the voice chat with these guys and hear what they have to say. Okay. Wow. We're still recording. So, I just wanted to talk to you guys post match real quick. OuchCrab, man, that early aggressive command outpost. What a play!
It was a play. I'll admit I quite enjoyed that little bit. I figured, these things are pretty tanky. I wonder if he could stop it if I dropped it early and just used it as a giant turret.
I was practically screaming at you when you first deployed it, and you were trying to fight all those dauntlesses. I was like, go to green alert, build some ships off of it. Come on, build some ships. And then I saw you self-destruct your shipyards, and I was like, yes, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Because you blew all 3 of them up, so I thought you were gonna mass pump Obsidians or Vengeances, because I knew you were Tech 2 already. And so I was waiting for the Vengeance spam, and then you started building one, but you didn't go green alert so that it would finish building in time, and you lost it to Dauntlesses. That was nuts.
That was not bad on 2 occasions. The first of which is, I don't know if you saw, was I built a mine layer, but I didn't realize they didn't start with their ability charged. A mine layer would have killed them all.
Yeah.
Secondly, that was actually I was on Reddit. I actually rushed a cannon upgrade.
I saw the cannon upgrade come out because I was sitting there and was like, why isn't he firing anymore? He must be upgrading his cannons.
And if I did it way too late because I fuddled. I reckon if I'd done it earlier, it would have made it out alive.
It might have. I honestly think if you had been able to keep that command outpost, you could have done something. Hank, you didn't back build a fleet at all until you saw the Dauntlesses and Ares get absolutely smashed by Vengeances and the Titans started building. What was your game plan there? You kind of ran away with the match there.
Well, I could tell you what he told me.
Is he AFK?
I'm right here.
Right here. There we go, man.
Game plan was to hit him with all the ships, but I seen that he didn't have a fleet, so I was like, you know what? Forget that. I'm gonna get him with infantry. That's why I sent the gateway probes with it. And I don't know if you saw it, but I had 100 troops wait.
Yeah, that initial fight on the ground was so brutal. You lost. Yeah. I honestly, you had at one point. I said at one point there was one guy got into the main office of OuchCrab, and I was like, if Hank had been controlling that one guy, he could have killed him. But he was being bot controlled, so he turned around and fired behind him at the bot standing behind him instead.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then
I mean, I was direct controlling turrets and I was aiming.
Yeah.
For the one that was hacking every time.
And I was waiting. I was waiting. I was like, why doesn't OuchCrab build some vehicles to deal with this assault? If he gets some Atlas tanks in here, he can gale these gateway probes and stop the reinforcements from getting in. And then in the space combat, I was like, he needs to press his advantage because he's got Titan. Hank doesn't have a fleet at all. If he wins this space engagement, if he wins this space engagement and manages to get all the way to Hank's system, he doesn't have any. He's just now building axioms. If you had gone to his system with a fleet, you could have wiped his whole production line out because he didn't have any production except for what he was doing on the ground. He was messing you up on the ground.
I was at the very end there. I was fuming trying to figure out how to kill all these gateway probes.
Oh man, tanks would have done you so many wonders. I was extremely. I was watching that last assault on your ship production when he docked the gateway probe and sent like 60 guys in there. I was like, he's holding the choke point. Please tell me he's gonna control K that passage and blow up all of those troops while they're standing there. Please tell me that's what he's doing. And then you did it, and I was like, yes, OuchCrab, yes.
I've got some screenshots of them Looney Tunes standing in midair before they fall down.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh man.
Loku? there is some bug report stuff to go on, I reckon. I don't know if it was desync, but I noticed some weird stuff going on.
There was some weird stuff going on. I have to confess, I believe that is the fault of the spectator mode. I'm actually really glad this was a science versus industrial rather than Hank being spy, because that would have made it impossible to tell what was going on the ground. Some of the units were mislabeled with the colored icons. So, for example, from the very start of the game, OuchCrab, your CEO was yellow. I was like, wait a minute.
That ain't right.
What's going on? And none of the protesters showed up as protesters. All of them are either yellow or green. Sometimes a mix of both. So I'm really glad that there was an industrial versus science, because it made it really easy to tell who was who, even with the colored icons being a little bit goofy.
I did get a bit salty a little bit, because first the protesters came and I felt like I was like just the protesters. It feels like, okay, so protesters come in and protesters stop me from being aggressive, because if I be aggressive, they'll just come in and steal my goods.
I think the most painful thing for me, outside of what Hank was doing, was watching 2 or 3 super mining ships die to asteroids.
Yeah, I got to admit, that may be incredibly irritating.
I was like, oh, that's frustrating, because he can't replace them.
I legitimately am going to ask Rob to just knock that out for the minute, because it is so frustrating.
That is frustrating. Well, I have to ask, and this goes to both of you. Hank, I can kind of see why, because he was already winning. He didn't really need to. OuchCrab, you got Tech 3 so quickly off of all of those ship kills, the Dauntlesses. Why didn't you research the wormhole tech and get into Setun and start getting the advantage?
The wormhole tech being a thing, I forgot it existed.
Oh, he forgot it.
Honestly, me too, brother.
Oh, man. I was sitting there yelling. I was like, OuchCrab, you have such an advantage. If you go into the... Okay, so in Setun, for you specifically, OuchCrab, for Hank... Oh, Hank as well, actually. Both of you had an energen outpost and a mining outpost in your nebula systems. OuchCrab, if you got it first, if you had gone and gotten that ancient mining outpost, you would have been mining with the mining outpost from 6 nebula points. And if you had gotten Zeo weapons up, you would have absolutely demolished Hanks. Those Titans, if you had back-built some Titans with flak and the quantum cannons, Hank wouldn't have stood a chance.
Oh, flank. I've heard it. It was okay. Somebody was talking to me about it earlier, and he said flak messes with the firepower of...
It does. It got
Titans.
fixed. It got fixed. It used to, but it got fixed.
That's why those fighters was killing your Titans. That's
The fighters
was holding
fighters
up.
are incredibly...
That was the hot drop mine bomb. That was the hot dropping mine layer bomb.
I saw the mine layer plays come out, and they actually did do some work. I liked that. I was like, he must be intending to use the mine layers to deal with the fighter clouds. And you did do it a few times. The other thing I saw you trying to build the invader ships. Man, if you had... Because neither of you, for the entire match, went into Barker, the middle south end system. If OuchCrab had gone around you with some invasion ships, Hank had no defenses on the ground. I mean, he had the troops that he was building and the mechs, but if you had gone invasion ships and were approaching him from every direction, I don't know if he could have stopped you, to be honest. I mean, he probably could have, but it would have been hard, especially with...
Look, you saw the... cataclysms.
I saw the cataclysms, and I thought for a second, I was like, oh my god, OuchCrab's going to do this. He can hold this with flat cannons and anti-starship cannons and kill these invigilators coming into his system. I was actually watching the fight between your remaining Titans and the invigilators, and then I got the notification you died, and I was like, what? He got a gateway. No! OuchCrab's died.
Yeah,
no!
I don't know what to do. Like, me and Armada had this discussion as well. It went through my red alert, then it just attached to my command center, even though it's a personnel thing. And then they just flooded out, even though there was like a whole army of clones, because clones die 1-to-1 to the everybody else's. I couldn't stop. I had no chance, and I couldn't fit a tank in there.
There were so many. What you could have maybe done?
But Hank built like 10. He had like 10 of these boarding ships, and they were flying past Titans, and my Executron was with me, was complaining that he couldn't hurt them all at all.
The gateway probes had level 3 shields, and the Starfighter doesn't do enough damage to hurt level 3 shields, but I think he can ram and do ramming damage to them. But what you could have done is if you take a ship and position your ship overhead and then manually control the ship, the time that it takes Hank to So go to see that the gateway probe has docked, get the notification, select all those troops, and maneuver them through is more than enough time. Is if you're manually controlling a ship, you can shoot downwards at the gateway probe, and as it lands, its shields deactivate, and you can deal damage to it. And I was actually, when the large gateway probe was still in your system for a long time, and those mechs were just sitting behind that rock, I was like, come on, OuchCrab, there's a vengeance you're not doing anything with. Just sit it over top of the...
Hey, I did not know you could do that, so they've
yeah, so shields on the gateway probes go down when they dock. So if you have a tank or a turret you control, or even just like a bot that's outside, something, anything that can shoot that gateway probe while it's landed, it'll take huge damage super quickly. And a ship, especially a manually controlled ship, will do it very quickly. You could have also built an invasion ship, because invasion ships are extremely quick about killing gateway probes that are landed, because it's inaccurate because it doesn't trace or anything like that. It doesn't do predictive shots really well. But if it's landed, it'll eat a gateway probe in a few seconds.
Oh,
so,
man, I do feel it. I am a slight tad salty watching all those probes.
Yeah, that was honestly a really solid match. If you guys go look at the screenshots channel, I actually posted a couple, I think 3 screenshots, and I'm gonna pick one to be the thumbnail for the video. So if you want to see my commentary and what I thought you maybe could have did, or my thoughts on what everybody was doing, the video will go up here in the next day or so.
The whole time I was just asking, please, how do I kill the...
How do I kill them? How do I kill them? They can be very different. Hank's strategy is very unique. He went triple upgrade on his gateway facility, so that his one gateway facility put out 3 probes, and he just sent all of them in with the large gateway probe, and so he was attacking multiple places at once. I actually saw the attack coming in on the main base. I was like, why isn't he doing anything? He's got all these troops. And I looked to the side, and there's a huge swarm of things trying to fight through. I actually commended you, OuchCrab, because you put a space docking bay on that outpost originally, the original shipyard production. And I didn't know why. And then later I was like, I don't know if he did this on purpose or not, but because of where that gateway probe has docked, it now has to go through the docking bay, meaning they're going to have to fight through 3 extra turrets and the minigun soldiers in order to get through to the chair.
Look, I will take the compliment, even though it was by accident. That was mostly me going, these fucking large shipyards so moody in where they want to be placed.
Oh yeah.
They're always clipping with each other, and I'm thinking, okay, so how do I build this out so I could put 3 on? That's why there's so many long, corridors. I was thinking, how do I build this?
If I never took out your outpost, that shit that I took, you would have had me outmatch chips. That match really, really did come down to whether or not Hank could take that outpost. You held that outpost for so long, I really thought you were going to win. For a lot of that game, I kept flip-flopping back and forth through who I was going to win, because you held the initial overwhelming Ares assault.
I was pretty confident in that one.
You held the overwhelming Ares assault. You took the ship production advantage. You took the ship technology advantage. You held the assault on your main base twice and beat him back without even building tanks. Then I saw you at the very end start building tank cataclysms and drop pods. And I was like, guys, if he gets these drop pods into Hank's base, I think Hank just loses. I don't think there's anything he can do about cataclysms in his base if he gets them off. And so I was like watching the space combat like, oh man, he needs to send a starfighter or something out now so he can get the intelligence on Hank's base before these Axioms and these Invigilators get into his base. Otherwise he's going to be in a starship turtle war with anti-starship cannons. And so you really had a really solid chance. That was a really good match, you guys. Well played.
I was really confident in when that Ares ball showed up. I was just saw all my mine layers and the starship cannons. Yeah. And I remember very well what mines do to Ares, and I thought, all right, come on, let's see that ball.
Well, what I was thinking was like, man, these are shielded, level 2 shields, thermite or neutron lasers. Sorry, level 3 laser, base lasers. Man, and he's got 70 of them. That is a monster fleet, but Hank has to be careful because he'll promote off of that many ships. Again, he's already promoted once, he'll promote again. And if he gets the anti-starship cannons or Vengeance fast enough and he's already promoted, he's going to eat those Ares for breakfast. And that's exactly what happened. So I was like sitting there like, he got it. Look at that. He killed all the Ares with almost no losses, promoted to Tech 3, started building Titans. OuchCrab can win. Like he's set, because when at the very beginning when I saw you lose the command outpost, I was like, that's gonna set him back really hard. But it's not unrecoverable if OuchCrab moves right now. Let's go see what Hank's up to. Oh my God, what is that? What is that?
Oh shit.
I was actually planning to promote myself based on getting the outposts on red alert with the active guns
And killing all those dauntless.
kill as many Ares as possible.
You did really well with that. Like even if it didn't do what you wanted it to, I still think that you gained at least something out of it by killing that many. I just wish you had either updated the cannons sooner so that you didn't have to do it while eating, because you ate 15,000 health of damage while you were updating your turrets, because it takes 60 seconds. And I was like, if he had forgone the upgrade and instead pumped out 3 vengeances right there in Hank's face, he might have just killed him right then and there, or at least done a lot of economic damage.
Yeah, those dauntlesses are weird.
That entirely was based upon the consumption that my mine layer would be ready to go.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
And
well, appreciate the feedback, you guys. And that was a really well played match. Thank you for letting me record it. I'm gonna end the video here because this has been an hour and a half. Couldn't actually tell because the in-game timer in spectator mode is broken, so it said 10 minutes the whole game.
Spectator mode, I think spectator mode's done a pretty good job for its first outline.
Oh yeah, for how new it is, I think it's done really well. I'll let Rob know, and hopefully we can get some things fixed pretty quickly. But the idea is that after some bugs get fixed a little bit and we get some more people playing, I'm gonna start spectating matches more often and casting matches like other games see. I think a few things need to be added to spectator mode. I need to be able to see players' economies, for example. I would love to be able to like click on a unit and maybe follow its camera view or something, because I couldn't really get a close-up of the internal action too well. Space combat was great. If you look at the screenshots in the screenshots channel in the Discord,
Let's go. I would actually pay attention to that.
there was some nice fights in there. Honestly, the Titans versus the Axioms is a really cool shot. But I think I'm gonna use the Ares instead. The first one I posted above Inuruk's Gigantolator, because that scene is just perfect.
There are so many of them exploding. It's perfect.
Yeah, but anyway, well played, you guys. Good match. Maybe we'll do a rematch at some point. So we'll get a grudge match.
Oh, I ain't losing a second.
I
elevated. I started from a fucking fledgling, a tadpole. Shit, Hank.
I'm gonna
for round 2 sometime.
I'm gonna go for now. I'm gonna end the recording, and we will see you guys in the next video. Yeet.
Hey, hold on.
What
hold
up?
On. Well, end the recording first, and then I.
Okay. Goodbye, YouTube. We will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.